You're sitting in a climate-controlled room right now, wearing clothes that cost more than an ancient human made in a year, scrolling through infinite entertainment on a glowing screen. Everything you need is within arm's reach. Yet happiness feels farther away than ever. Why? The answer isn't that you need better things. It's that you've forgotten something your ancestors knew perfectly well. Modern life has promised you everything: better food, better shelter, better entertainment, better medicine, better tools. And it has delivered. If someone from 500 years ago saw your life, they would call it paradise. And yet you're stressed. You're anxious. You're numb to moments that should feel miraculous. The scientists have a name for this contradiction: the happiness paradox. And it reveals something shocking about what ancient humans actually understood about contentment that we've systematically erased. Let's go back 10,000 years, not to some romanticized version where everything was perfect, but to the actual lived experience. An ancient human woke up when the sun rose, not because they were disciplined, but because their body was calibrated to the sun's rhythm. Their nervous system knew something modern yours has forgotten. Time should have texture. There should be morning time and evening time, and active time and rest time. But you live in a single, endless blur of noon. Barbara Fredrickson at the University of North Carolina discovered something crucial in her research on positive emotions. Happiness isn't a constant state your ancestors were naturally in. It's built from specific moments of connection. Your ancient relative felt genuine joy when they sat around a fire with people they'd known their entire lives. Not because the fire was entertaining, it was a fire, but because presence with other people is woven into your nervous system. We don't crave connection like we crave food or water. We crave it more. You're built for it. Your ancestors lived inside it, and you're drowning in loneliness while surrounded by 7 billion people you can theoretically talk to, but never actually see. Here's where it gets stranger. Ancient humans weren't happier because they lacked problems. They had starvation, disease, predators, and constant physical danger. But they had something you don't have: certainty about their role. They knew exactly why they mattered. The group needed them. Their specific skills kept people alive. You could be replaced by an algorithm in your sleep. Your ancestors would have called that a death sentence, not a job market. The famous study by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi on flow reveals this perfectly. He found that humans experience the deepest satisfaction not during leisure, but during challenging work where skill meets difficulty in perfect balance. You've been told to optimize your life to maximize pleasure and minimize effort, but your brain is wired for the opposite. It wants to be tested. It wants to solve real problems. It wants the satisfaction of fatigue earned through meaningful effort. Your ancestors didn't work so they could retire into happiness. Their work was their happiness. Movement, too. An ancient human walked between 10 and 20 miles every single day. Not because they were fitness enthusiasts. The concept didn't exist, because movement wasn't separate from life. It was life. Your body evolved for motion, for varied terrain, for the exertion that comes with hunting and gathering and building and migrating. You spend 8 hours sitting, then you go to a room with machines designed to fake the movement your body is screaming for. This isn't health. It's a perversion of health. And the saddest part is you know it. Your body knows it. That's why movement feels so good. It's the closest modern humans get to living inside an ancient body. Sleep collapsed too. Before electricity, before artificial light, sleep was a gift your ancestors received without question. The sun set. Your body flooded with melatonin. Sleep came. 8 or 9 hours of it, sometimes split into 2 sessions with an hour of quiet wakefulness between. Your mind could process the day. Your nervous system could truly rest. Now you fight sleep. You battle your own biology with screens and stimulation, and the panic that you might miss something. You've hacked your own circadian rhythm until you feel permanently jet-lagged in your own life. Abundance paradoxes studies show this clearly. When choice becomes infinite, happiness doesn't increase. It collapses. Your ancestors had limited choices. What they ate, what they wore, who they could marry, what path their life took, these were constrained. But constraint isn't a burden the way modern psychology frames it. Constraint is clarifying. It removes the paralysis of endless options. When you have one path forward, you can commit fully to it. When you have infinite paths, you're spread so thin across infinite hypothetical lives that you're actually living none of them. You're just endlessly checking if you chose correctly. And meaning. This is the real secret ancient humans knew that you've forgotten. Meaning doesn't come from within yourself. The self-help industry has spent decades telling you that happiness comes from finding your passion, following your dreams, becoming your authentic self. Your ancestors would have laughed at this. They found meaning in their place inside something larger than themselves: the tribe, the land, the seasons, the continuation of something that was already old when they were born and would be old long after they died. They were a thread in a tapestry, not the entire tapestry. And somehow, being a thread was enough, more than enough. It was everything. Modern research on meaning by Viktor Frankl and his successors shows that people with a sense of purpose, even a sense of purpose rooted in service to something larger than themselves, report deeper life satisfaction than people optimizing for happiness. You've been taught that your life should be about you, your goals, your dreams, your potential, your happiness, but your brain is wired for something older and deeper. It wants to matter to someone. It wants to be relied on. It wants to be part of something that extends beyond its own lifespan. Here's what's wild. You have all of this now. You have more leisure time available than any human in history. You have access to any knowledge ever written. You can contact anyone instantly. You can eat anything from anywhere. You can be entertained endlessly. By every measure available to your ancestors, you should be in a permanent state of awe. Instead, the rates of depression and anxiety are climbing faster than they ever have. The paradox resolves itself when you realize what you're actually missing. It isn't more things. It isn't better things. It's the frame things sit inside of. It's time that has shape. It's work that matters. It's presence with people who know you. It's a body that moves through difficulty. It's sleep that actually rests. It's a place in a pattern larger than yourself. You don't need to go live in a cave. You don't need to reject everything modern, but you might need to steal something back from the ancient humans you descend from. The knowledge that happiness isn't something you find in a better phone or a better job or a better version of yourself. It's something you build by living in rhythm with other people, with movement, with meaningful work, with rest that actually restores, with a sense that your existence matters to the people around you. That knowledge is still inside your body. It's been there the whole time. Your ancestors didn't forget it because it was irrelevant. They knew it because it was the only thing that kept them alive, connected, and somehow, despite everything you've been told, happiness requires genuinely happy. Maybe the real question isn't what ancient humans knew about happiness. Maybe it's what they knew that you forgot.